Hi everybody, welcome to our weekly training video. This week I'm going to be talking again about petting consent tests. Now I did a video on this topic several years ago and it was pretty popular and I see people are still sharing it, which is wonderful. It was kind of a long video and I wanted to do something a little shorter and focused on fearful dogs specifically. So that's what we're talking about today, how to tell or how to be very conservative about sort of asking a fearful dog if they want you to pet them. So petting fearful dogs, asking for quote unquote consent. Now the word consent has very particular meanings or a very particular meaning when it comes to humans, especially when you're talking about a legal definition. And so I have consent in quotes here because it may not be really the right term, but I'm going to show you some ways that I try to ensure that if I'm going to pet my fearful dog Pancake, that he does actually want to be petted. Who is this for? This is for you if you have a touch-sensitive dog, so a dog who either doesn't like very much touch at all or only likes to be touched under certain circumstances. This might be especially helpful to you if you're having trouble making progress with your dog getting more comfortable with you petting them. And if your dog does sometimes not tolerate petting and sometimes does, this might help you make sense of that a little more and help sort of interpret their behavior. So tip number one, and I am going to show video examples of all of this. If you have a fearful dog, don't approach them to pet them. Wait for your dog to come to you instead. Now, again, this is a conservative approach specifically for fearful dogs who might not be comfortable being touched. If you've got a happy-go-lucky dog at home who loves everybody, you might not, need these tips. But if you've got a sensitive dog who is sort of ambivalent about being touched a lot of the time, I would recommend don't go up to your dog and try to pet them. Let them come to you. Tip number two, even if they do come to you, don't reach out to touch them. Instead, just make your hand available, kind of near them, but not coming right at their face, and see if they want to engage with your hand. So will they come to your hand and, try to basically get you to start petting them? And again, I'll show you some video of this in a second. So the reaching that you're seeing in this photo here on the right is really problematic for a lot of fearful dogs. Tip number three is to pause frequently. So say you got sort of the go-ahead from your dog. They came to you, you had your hand available, but you didn't reach for them. They engaged with your hand, like stuck their chin on your hand or whatever. Even if you have all that going for you, with a real sensitive dog, I like to pause every just few pets. I have 2 to 3 pets here. That's arbitrary. It could be, depends on the dog probably, but 2 to 3 pets is definitely a conservative suggestion. And then see what the dog does. Do they nudge your hand to try to get you to keep petting them, or do they move away from you? So basically giving the dog lots of opportunities to sort of reevaluate and give you signals, yes or no, I would like you to continue petting. The reason I have this included is because it happens quite frequently where people say, well, my dog seemed to want to be petted and they came to me and they nudged my hand, but then after a while they snapped at me. Maybe they did want to be petted, but only for 5 seconds, not for 2 minutes. Or maybe your hand wandered to a part of their body that they don't enjoy being petted on. So taking these frequent breaks really can help prevent some of those more negative responses and gives you a chance to pause and observe your dog. Tip number 4, if your dog doesn't engage with your hand when you have it available, or re-engage if you've just paused after petting for a few seconds, move your hand away from them. Do not keep your hand near the dog. Remove the pressure, so to speak, and then you can always try again later. Okay, so here are some video examples. The first question, should I pet the dog? Did he approach me? No. My hand is there, made available, and he is not coming over to me. Did the dog approach me here? Yes. I put my hand out but didn't reach for him. Does he engage with my hand? No. He sits a short distance away and looks at my hand and then turns his head away, so I'm not going to pet him. Here you've got a dog actively engaging with the hand, shoved his face into my hand, so I do a few pets. And then I'm going to pause and move my hand just a little bit away from him. Does he re-engage with my hand? Yes, he scoots his little body over, so I do a few more pets. Here's another example, offering the hand, they're just resting it on my knee but not reaching. Does Pancake approach? Yes. Does he engage with my hand? Yes. He shoves his chest into my hand. Few pets. Pause, remove my hand. Does he re-engage? Yes. He puts his chin over my hand again. Another few pets and pause. Does he re-engage? No. He moves away, so we're done for now. So in summary, trying to ask a touch-sensitive dog, hey, do you want me to pet you? Let the dog come to you. Don't reach for the dog. If they have come to you and engaged with your hand, pause every couple, 2 to 3 pets roughly. Stop touching them, move your hand away just a little, and see if they re-engage, if they try to come back to your hand. If they do not, remove your hand and don't try to pet them again. If they do, sort of quote-unquote opt in or try to put themselves on your hand again, then go ahead and try a few more pets. Okay, everybody, I hope that this is helpful to you as you work to understand your fearful dog and your touch-sensitive dog. You can head on over to our website at dogkindtraining.com/newsletter if you are not already on our email list. If you sign up there, then you'll get our free training tips every week, as well as updates. We do have a new course coming out shortly that will at first only be available to folks on our email list. So that's another reason to sign up. I hope you found all these tips helpful today. I will see you next week.